Greetings. Just thought I'd make a quick video. I've only got 5 more days to go now. It's funny when you actually do see the bigger picture to everything and realise how everything has been reversed. So easy to see through everything. Now these yellow vest riots, what are they actually achieving? In one particular country there were politicians who were put into bins. Now this is why you need to see things from all angles. Put yourself in the position of that politician who's been thrown in the bin. You've got a very angry mob surrounding you. The potential of what they could have done could have been far worse. So those politicians know that they're not going to get elected in again, judging by the sentiments of the people who have put them into the bins. So they have no choice but to turn to the masters that they serve and sign away things to try and save their own necks. See, these yellow jacket protests are all very well and good, but you throw a politician into a bin, he gets out the bin, still in power, still making decisions over all of us, but why stop there? I mean, let's go for the top. They're few in number, the heads of these corporations and these banking elites. Now it could be said I'm inciting violence. Not at all. I don't speak for anybody. If they happen to be in a high-rise building, it may be a long way to fall. I don't know. Human nature is a funny thing. Some people are quicker to anger than others. Certainly what is going on should be enough to make everybody angry. You've only got to look at Northern California and the charred remains of bodies to tell you that that is not just a possibility, it is happening. So while you have all these yellow vest riots going on in Europe, setting fire to things, it's not actually achieving anything, and all the while the attention is on that. The attention is away from signing this United Nations Migration Pact. People are being conditioned to look in the other way on everything. Now, when we're talking about a world war, it is seen from the perspective of nation against nation. What if it happens to be on a scale of affecting most countries, and they are a series of civil wars? It is still war, it is still worldwide. Darkness is very good at putting the truth out there. And let's face it, it's coming out more and more about this banking dynasty. They're quite open in what they do, which should also be an indicator that they know they are running out of time, so that they are throwing caution to the wind and throwing everything into this last-ditch effort to cause a world war. But they are out of time. This will go very different from the way they think it will. I'm not going to waste time trying to join the dots for people. There is not enough days left. There are only 5 for me, which is enough time. Don't have to worry about anything. I feel very good about everything. It'll just be like going to sleep and then waking up, and who knows what the possibilities will be after that. All I know is it's a good feeling. Certainly seeing through the illusion that this really is a matrix that we are held in through sound vibration. Once you see the way out of that, it's very easy. Christ did not come on a donkey. That's a mistranslation. It's the Christus, the consciousness within us all. And it's not a donkey, it's a donkey. In other words, regardless of whether you want to believe in the world having a dome over it or not, it is a key out of it. We are far more than flesh and blood. We are mind and we are soul as well. This is only a small part of us. We are far more than this, and this is what they don't want you to realise, because you are much greater than just this physical being. You are infinite consciousness. They don't want you to know that. They will tell the truth, but they dress it up in such a way that most people will not not see it. So they are looking for one solitary being, this second coming. It is not one being. There is no physical being called a prophet. The profit is what we all gain when we all pull together and work in one way. The profit goes out amongst the crowds. It is a concept. It is not a physical being any more than a government is a physical being. It has representations as prime ministers and presidents and politicians, but the government itself is a non-entity. But yet it still exists. It's right there for everybody to see. There is no denying it. Everybody talks about the government. But why do they need to govern? What do we need to be governed for? Things that they have orchestrated to get us fighting each other. It's a very clever plan, this United Nations Migration Pact, when you see that they have kept a large part of the world oppressed, and in the case of somewhere like Ethiopia, not even having basics like water. So anything that improves the situation when you are in that situation is going to look better. They don't have to try and get people to migrate into Europe. They will willingly come because they are looking for a better life. It is not done from their point of view out of hatred. They are being used as pawns, the same as the rest of us. But it will overload and swamp the Western European countries. So there will obviously be a backlash from it. There is the cause of the division. Both sides being used by pawns, by a control system. The yellow vests are yet another distraction. They don't need to be, but the way they are heading at the moment, they are not actually rooting out the problem. That is what needs to be addressed in one form or another. And that can only be done by numbers of people seeing through all these deceptions. It's as simple as that. But what they forget is there is another side to this. There is an unseen force which will meet this. 5 more days' time, things will start to change. And a lot of people are going to be in shock. But it is a good thing. You'll only be in shock if you are unwilling to even have an open mind to possibilities. For those that are open-minded, it will not be a shock. It will be a blessing in disguise. Thank you.